In the year of 2022, it was all about the single credit card strategy, where if you use your Citi Rewards paired up with the Amaze card, you can get by almost anything other than travel or mobile wallet transactions. So that single credit card strategy worked pretty well back then. But coming to the year of 2023, I think something changed, which is the high interest rates, especially if you look at the UOB One account or the OCBC 365 account. Both of them requires you to spend on their credit card in order to get that higher tier interest. And that is what changed the credit card strategy. So the priority of credit card has changed for a high cashback or high rewards credit card to getting that high interest criteria fulfilled in that high interest savings account first. And if you do not want to miss deals like this or data, then join us at our close to 11,000 members Telegram group at Moomoo SG, where the latest deals will be posted and community experts will help guide you there. So moving on, what will be my current credit card strategy, and moving forward to 2024, my combo strategy will change to the triple credit card strategy, starting with the first card being the UOB EVOL card. And I'm sure many of you should be familiar with the UOB EVOL card by now. It's one of the best cashback credit cards that UOB has to offer, and it is one of the eligible credit cards to fulfill that UOB One account effective 5% per annum interest. The UOB EVOL gives up to 8% cashback on online spend and mobile contactless spend, which means you need to save this card to your phone mobile wallet like Apple Pay or Google Pay and tap it on the contactless terminal. But the effective cashback is not at 8% because of the cashback caps being $20 per category. So if you look at the total cashback, that is $40, and there is a minimum spend criteria of $600 per statement month. Therefore, the effective cashback rate will be 40 divided by 600, which is 6.67%. And the UOB EVOL card has been my daily driver for local Singapore dollar purchases. That includes transactions at Simply Go public transport, grocery and retail shopping, which uses the contactless payment terminals. And also for local Singapore dollars online shopping, I will use the UOB EVOL card. Now, the thing about UOB EVOL card is that it is a Visa card, not a MasterCard, so you cannot pair it up with Instagram Amaze because Amaze only accepts MasterCard for linkage. Therefore, the UOB EVOL card is not an ideal card if you want to spend it on foreign currency transactions, unless you just want to meet the minimum $600 spend and you are very close to that statement date where you need to hit that $600 minimum spend. So if UOB EVOL is not a great card for foreign currency, what will be a good card for it? I'll go through two more options after a word from the sponsor. If you can only afford 100 Singapore dollars every month to invest, chances are you cannot even afford to buy one share of your favorite US stock like Apple or Microsoft. But today, I will share with you how you can invest smarter with Moomoo SG. Because with Moomoo fractional trading, you can own any top traded US stocks from just $5. The minimum order size for fractional trading is 0.001 shares or a minimum buy order amount of $5. And that means with just $100, you may purchase 0.55 fractional shares of Apple at $180 a share. With a lower starting capital, fractional shares make it easier to build a more diversified portfolio, making it more accessible to individual investors. If you're a new customer, you can receive a starter kit up to 680 Singapore dollars, comprising of cash coupons, stock slice bundle, and 30 days guaranteed returns of 5.8% per annum on Moomoo Cash Plus. The stock slice bundle consists of 5 fractional shares, including Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, C Limited, and NIO. For those who deposit 3,000 Singapore dollars and perform 3 buy trades, you'll be able to unlock one stock bundle worth about 70 Singapore dollars. And if you're willing to deposit 10,000 Singapore dollars and perform up to 8 buy trades, you will unlock additional 3 times stock bundle worth 210 Singapore dollars. So wait no more, use my referral link down below or scan this QR code right here to get your Moomoo SG Universal account today. My second card of the triple credit card strategy will be UOB Ladies Mastercard plus Amaze. UOB Ladies card is finally available for men to apply this year and is giving up to 6 miles per dollar until 29 Feb 2024. As I am holding a Ladies Solitaire card, I could choose up to 2 categories, which I selected travel plus dining. And the first $3,000 of eligible spend in the selected categories will get 6 miles per dollar up to the first $3,000. Now, if you're using the Pink Ladies Mastercard, then it is the first $100,000 on one selected category. Usually, I will pair my Ladies Solitaire with the Amaze card so I can change the linkage wherever I want it. And I use it to pay for like my travel bookings, for example, hotels, flights, travel agent bookings, and even local or overseas dining in restaurants or fast food. And you can even pair the Ladies Solitaire card with the Snap app to pay at your hawker center QR codes. So I would say a MasterCard is much more useful because it can be linked and paired to Amaze, which reduces the foreign currency. And that will be my main card if I were to travel overseas and make some travel or dining purchases. Especially when I go to Malaysia, I need to make spend for a lot of foreign currency stuff in Malaysian ringgit due to the favorable exchange rate. And this Ladies Solitaire card plus Amaze will be a very good combination. One more thing about the UOB Ladies Mastercard is that it is one of the eligible cards for the UOB One savings account as well that will get you effective 5% per annum. So if you are a miles person, you don't like cashback, so you won't choose the UOB EVOL card or the UOB One card. You will choose the Ladies Mastercard, but the thing is that it is a specialized spend credit card. So that's assuming you can hit at least $500 minimum spend in that selected category. And the fact is that this year I could use this card more because I'm using it to pay for my hotel wedding expenses, which comes under travel. So coming to next year, I may not have that much expenses on the UOB Ladies Mastercard anymore. Therefore, if you want to choose between the UOB EVOL or UOB Ladies Mastercard to clock that UOB credit card spend, I think that you need to know how much you are willing to spend and what is your lifestyle. Does it revolve a lot on that specialized spend category, or does it revolve more about general retail spend? Then you can select the UOB EVOL card. But if you like specialized spend, go for the UOB Ladies card. My final credit card combo is still the Citi Rewards plus Amaze strategy, where you get 10x points or 4 miles per dollar on online spend. And what Amaze does is that it converts all physical transactions into online spend, which makes it eligible for 10x points with Citi Rewards. So this last strategy will cover my non-travel and non-dining expenses overseas, because my overseas travel and dining spend is already covered by the previous UOB Ladies card. So this is more for a catch-all. And my local Singapore retail purchases is already covered by UOB EVOL. So Citi Rewards plus Amaze is more for a backup. And the beauty of this strategy is that it can be used for both local or overseas purchases. I forgot to mention that Instagram Amaze would also give you 0.5% back in Insta points if you hit a minimum spend of 10 Singapore dollars equivalent in foreign currency spend. So that will help offset the fees a little bit. But if I were to do a comparison between UOB EVOL versus the Citi Rewards plus Amaze strategy, I would still prefer to spend the UOB EVOL card locally first in Singapore, because there is my main card to hit that UOB One account credit card spending tier. Also, the fact is that the Citi Rewards plus Amaze combo is not as versatile as the UOB EVOL card locally, because the Citi Rewards do not include travel as one of the 10x points category. In fact, they even excluded it, and that includes your mobile wallet or simply go public transport or insurance or other common exclusions as well. So do not use the Citi Rewards plus Amaze combo, especially if you are doing travel spend, and that includes restaurants located within hotels, because you will never know whether they are a dining MCC or hotel MCC. And then when you look back on your transaction when it's posted, why I didn't get that 10x points, then you complain to me on the comment page. So don't make this very beginner mistake. Then if you ask me, if I really go into restaurants within a hotel, how use which card? I would say for myself, I'll go with the UOB Ladies Mastercard plus Amaze, because remember, I selected travel plus dining, which is a catch-all. Whether you are a restaurant or you are a hotel, I both also can get 6 miles per dollar until 29 Feb next year. Now summing up, you can see the transition that I had in 2023 and going to 2024. I moved from a single credit card strategy in 2022 to triple credit card strategy, and I felt that all these kind of credit card strategies, they change over time. So maybe next year there may be an update. And how do I evaluate which card to use is that I look at the overall total net benefit. Which one benefits me the most? I think the priority in today's high interest environment is to hit that UOB One account 5% interest first, because that is the big chunk of money, right? $400 over per month. Whereas those small little cashback like $20 cashback cap lah, or maybe 6 miles per dollar, 4 miles per dollar, I think these are the smaller rewards that are icing on the cake. You must hit the big reward first, okay? Don't forsake the forest because of the tree. Get the forest, which is the UOB One account interest first. And all these card and savings account strategies will change constantly over time, as change is the only constant. So if you really want to keep track of this, join my Telegram group or stay subscribed on my latest updates on videos. But I would really like to ask the audience, what are your current credit card strategies right now compared to mine? Do you think mine is good enough, or do you think yours is better? And if you want to know about my top 5 credit cards for the year of 2023, then I can refer you to my previous video right here.